Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another dream today. Hello. We are accompanied by some wonderful piano music from today's game. We are going to be playing Absent in the Rain. And I don't think, hold on, now that I'm looking at this needs to be in English. There we go. I was gonna say, I can't read any of this. Okay, that's much better. We're playing Absent in the Rain today, which is how do I describe it? It's a mysterious, it has the tag adventure, so I'm expecting like a story, visual novel from 2022 by a developer named Diorama. D10, I believe is a 0, RAMA. They made this short visual novel in 2022. They released it free on Steam, and I wanted to play it because it sounded very interesting. There's kind of this mystery going on with a senpai character is what they talked about, which is an upperclassman if you don't know what a senpai is. It's just somebody who's a little bit older than you. So I'm assuming we play this main character who is, well, let me bring up my model. There we go. I'm assuming we play this main character who is a boy, it looks like. And we are talking about a mysterious upperclassman girl. And there's something going on with like a serial killer, it said. I don't really know very much more than that. I heard in the reviews that it was pretty well received. There were a few reviews that were like, you know, it's too slow, nothing really happens, I don't really like it, there's not music all the way through, there's no voice acting. So I think it's just a little bit more of a casual kind of visual novel, but I just still want to read it because I love visual novels and I love reading new visual novels, at least to me they're new. So we're gonna do that. I want to explore this. I want to see it. Is it a good story? Does it have excuse me, it has beautiful music so far. It's short but it's beautiful and it runs very well into a loop, right? It just feels like we're forever stuck in the middle of a song, which kind of might go with the idea of what's being talked about. There is a little bit of a romance, I believe, between the main character and the female protagonist, or the female main character and the protagonist. There's a bit of a romance, I guess. I don't know how that's gonna play out or if there are choices. So we're just gonna jump into it. Let's watch it, see what happens. There we go. All right, so this is Absent in the Rain, and like I said, it's from 2022, so it's a little bit older, but that doesn't mean it's not good. So let's give it a try and see what we think. I'm expecting a lot of rain sounds. Ooh, I like this box. It looks like smeared ink, or like, you know, ink that's been like smudged in the rain. I like that. What good attention to detail. Sharing an umbrella. She's cute. They say that the person who gets wetter while sharing an umbrella is the one most in love. So they say. Oh, so they say. Can I see your shoulder for a second? Do you realize that as a human being, that's the worst thing you could have possibly said? She chuckles next to me, under the same umbrella. One umbrella is too small for two people. Her shoulders and arms touch again and again, even though I'm being careful. Aww, what a romantic situation to find yourself in. It's so awkward. It is very awkward, but it's so romantic at the same time. It is very, very awkward though. Especially while you're walking, if you walk at different paces. Not fun. And it's raining, so there's like actual consequences. Whoa, Harya. One of my male classmates passing by glances at me before looking away. He's riding his bicycle and wearing a raincoat. Under the raincoat, the rainy season school uniform peeks out. Is he someone you know? He's a classmate, barely an acquaintance, really. Looking at the back wearing the raincoat, she grins. That's just right. What is? There'll be rumors about us. Rumors? We're just walking to school. What are you talking about? We'll also say the rumor lasts 75 days. Do they say that? 75 days. That's kind of a long time. So they say. Yeah, and that's more than enough. More than enough for what? 2 months? So until August? During summer vacation, about the rumors. Indeed. What should I do? Will you please do nothing? He's like, no, I don't want to start a rumor with you. With a light smile, Senpai simply replies that she will behave. My eyes are probably as moist as the humidity of the rainy season. Her jet black long hair is wet from the rain and gives off a luster. The color of my senpai's hair is the wet crow feather. Is that of a wet crow feather. Her dark eyes, which stand out against her white skin, are peeking behind her long lashes. Yeah, it's very dark, dark, dark white. We don't really have a lot of color. I wonder if that's like symbolic. Maybe the character has some kind of like depression or like bad outlook on life, and this is the way he sees the world. It's a very black and white kind of situation. Maybe he's a very black and white person. Her gaze turns to me. My consciousness is sucked into those eyes like the night sky. My heart jumps as if I've tripped, and my breath becomes a lump in my throat, blocking him. I turn my face away in reflex. Then she puts her lips close to my ear. Ooh, don't do that. You're embarrassed. Your face is beet red. Please don't whisper in my ear. I'll close the umbrella. That's with our umbrella. That's fine by me. I was about to go home wet anyway. Today she didn't bring her umbrella. Okay, so it is our umbrella. We're sharing. That's sweet. That's nice of us. Very chivalrous. For some reason, I thought she was sharing with us because she's the upperclassman. And we seem to be the most embarrassed. When it was time to go home, she walked briskly from the school entrance in the middle of the rain. She turned around and called out to me with the, "Shall we go?" A weirdo and eccentric, yet beautiful. That's my senpai. While admiring this always striking person, I raised the umbrella over her head. And now here we are. I quite like walking there in the rain, though. What would you like about that? Even if you cry, nobody will find out. Oh, that's so sad, but so true. Huh? Oh, was my jutsu high level? I'm so tired I could cry. Should I hold the umbrella now? No, it's fine. We walk in the sound of the rain. When sharing an umbrella, your steps are much slower than usual. That means more time to talk, and even more of my senpai's unique conversation. The amount of chatter spouting from her lips is akin to the amount of rainfall during the rainy season. Eventually, we come to an intersection. From there onward, I'll go straight while she'll turn. This is the place to say goodbye. Oh, he looks so cute. I love her character design. I like the hatching. It's really cute. Good use of it. I like the eyes in particular. The shape of the eyes is really interesting. They kind of like tilt this way a little bit and lean forward. Like they're like looming at you a little bit. Thanks, Haruya-kun. We look at each other under the umbrella. For letting me under your umbrella. Thank you. I'll be fine from here. You're gonna get soaked. Do you walk by yourself in this rain? She nods. Many thoughts come to mind. Senpai will get drenched. Wouldn't it be better if I accompany her halfway through? Even if someone like her can get sick after walking under the rain. But if I suggest that, won't it be a nuisance for her? I don't know. You're just trying to be polite. Since in the first place, she herself said it was okay. Okay, that's true. She did say she was fine with getting wet, so... I don't know. It's kind of a cross between, like, what's polite and what's too much. I tend to be a little bit too much, so maybe just letting her go home like that is fine. She won't have to walk all the way in the rain. Just walked a little bit in the rain. Then Haruya-kun, see you tomorrow. Ah, my voice is clogged before I realized my mouth is moving on its own. Yes, see you tomorrow. Like, reflex. I let out a sigh while looking at her back getting smaller in the distance. See you. While I was hesitating whether to speak up or not, I missed my timing and the moment flowed away. Yeah, I hate that. Whenever something like this happens, I'm left with a bad aftertaste. If she were to catch a cold because of this, I'm sure today's events would weigh on my conscience forever. Aw. Being a teenager. My shirt is getting wet on the right shoulder. The moist feeling makes me return to reality. Before I get any wetter, I start heading back home, my guilt trailing behind me like a shadow. I can hear the sound of rain in the distance. While being alone under an umbrella is spacious, it feels somewhat empty. Ooh, what is that? Is it a ghost? What is that? Looks like it had a fin or like a little spike at the top. What an opener. Really cast this like gloomy presence. A lot of the reviews talked about how it was very gloomy, which I like kind of gloomy story. So tonight it will rain. Hey, Haruka-kun, this is just hypothetical. I don't want that. Even if it were to kill me, I will live on. Interesting. Very dramatic. I like it. And again, the piano is beautiful. The following day after school in the literature club room, Senpai is lying face down on her desk and stares at the sky with languid eyes. Her silky hair hangs over her arm and flows down the desk, flooding the tabletop in black. Seeing that listless appearance, I can't help but remember what happened yesterday. Are you not feeling well? Nope, I'm just tired. It's not like I had a cold, so don't worry. Her words eased the lump in my chest. It's rare to see you tired. Yeah, it's weird. She puts her chin up on her arm and faces my way. Even though I see her face every day, what am I, an energy drink? It must be because we haven't done any skinship lately. Skinship? I don't remember us ever doing that. I was gonna say. Then let's start now. No, let's not. When I say that, she once again puts her left cheek down on the desk. I want to go out. She mutters quietly. Where to? Have you heard of the hydrangea garden? Hydrangea garden? I do know a little about the hydrangea garden she just mentioned. It's a rather far place, and from our neighborhood, you can't get there without changing trains and buses. Oh, interesting. It's quite far. Yeah, but I want to go. I like hydrangeas. Is that so? It's the first time I hear of it. What about you? Do you like flowers? It depends on what kind. I like flowers like cherry blossoms, plums, and wisterias. Oh, I think those are pretty. I think hydrangeas are good too. Yeah, I think hydrangeas are pretty cute. Do you have a type? She laughs. It doesn't seem like she's looking for an answer, so after some hesitation, I end up not saying anything. Hey, Haruka-kun. She slowly raises her body and says, don't you want to go to see the hydrangeas? With you? On our next free day, together. Do I want to go out with Senpai and visit the hydrangea garden? Well... My voice comes out strange. Isn't it supposed to rain on both Saturday and Sunday? I blurted out something irrelevant. What does it matter if the weather is good or bad? Isn't it nice? Hydrangeas look good in the rain. Luckily or unfortunately, she doesn't seem to care about the weather forecast. Does that mean I'll be hanging out with her? But yeah, I guess. People don't usually go out when it rains. Aw, you sound like such a pansy right now. She's trying to ask you out. Do you not want to go out with her? Saying that, she rounds her back and buries her mouth in her arm. It's that high school awkwardness, right? I don't even know if they're high schoolers, but it's that awkwardness, right? They must be high schoolers. I don't know, like, what kind of romance they end up having. It's painful to see her so lonely, and I feel the need to say something. But I think it's fine. You think it's fine? Yes, that even if it's raining. For real? Her face suddenly brightens, and I sense something has gone wrong. Oh. With my comment, I just meant that I think there's nothing wrong with going out in the rain or something like that. She, however, seems to have taken it in a different context. Yeah, it sounds like you're agreeing to go out with her. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. Looking at her smiling face, I can't bring myself to correct the misunderstanding. Senpai. Yes? Oh, interesting. We can take the box away. I didn't know that. I always accidentally end up hitting the right mouse button when I'm reading these because my hands are just a little twitchy. It's my fault for not making my reply clear, so I want to fix it. Let's go out together on the weekend to see the hydrangeas. That's not what you wanted to say. Yeah, I know. Why don't we organize the trip? And so we start talking about our sightseeing plans. As we finalize the schedule, the trip is quickly becoming a reality, and I grow more and more psyched. At some point, I stopped thinking and probably talked a lot of nonsense. That's fine. Can you believe it? We have the whole thing planned now. Well, we did make it with the idea of carrying it out. By the end of our planning, I've calmed down. We'll meet in front of the station before noon, have lunch, and then get on the bus. We'll spend the afternoon visiting the hydrangea garden and sightseeing. Perfect. That's like this kind of date is perfect. Yeah, that's fun. That's really cute. I love that. It's very free, other than like lunch, but like, or maybe going to the garden might cost money, but it's a very like not expensive date, which I think more people need to do not as expensive dates. I think it's very like, I don't think the word tacky is right, but I just don't like people who claim that spending a lot of money on like a first date or like a few dates is, or the first few dates is like a big indicator of how they're going to treat you, right? I think having like a home cooked meal and like watching your favorite shows together really shows that like the person is willing to listen to your interests and share them with you and provide for you in a way beyond just financially. And I think that's more important than just people who want to buy you nice dinners and take you out places and then take you out to like go do things. Like, you can go do things in a sense, but like I don't think spending a lot of money on it is an indicator of like goodness, right? I think it just means you have a lot of free money, which makes me question like, what do you spend your money on? They just don't sound financially responsible. But I like the idea of like going to the flower garden, riding the bus, and having lunch. I think that's really cute, especially for their age. I want you to come prepared, Haruya-kun, because you're an accomplice now. Actually, I want to bring up a certain topic, but it's difficult to do in front of her smile. I just want to make sure of one thing. Yes, what is it? She tilts her head and I begin to talk as if pulling a string of memories out of my brain. It's about the hot topic of the last days, the serial murder case. Oh, goodness, this is a more serious tone. Her eyes widen at my words. A murder case has recently taken the world by storm. Incidents have occurred nationwide, and the corpses left behind have been horribly disfigured. It's even said that parts of the bodies are often missing. Oh, goodness. The culprit hasn't been caught yet, and since the range of the crimes is all over the country, it's not possible to trace the culprit's footsteps. Yesterday, a corpse was discovered all the way north, and today a new one has appeared at the far end of the south on the main island. Those mysterious incidents raise the possibility of multiple perpetrators. I just want to make sure, right now, we can't say that it's absolutely safe, can we? But we're going anyway. At my words, a little groan comes out from the back of her throat. Then she takes a long breath. If you want to say that we're being conceited or careless, you aren't wrong, but I think it's fine as long as we don't go out at night. And in the first place, we're still attending school like usual. Alright, I just wanted confirmation. If you're worried, do you want to cancel? No. I shake my head. We've already planned everything. I like the way the music cut off and then we're back into the piano music. I think that's like, it was very eerie there for a second as we talked about the serial killing. I think that audio design is really nice. Right. Yes, that's right. She laughs and I smile. Suddenly my smartphone vibrates in my pocket. Haruya and Yukino. Sitting under the umbrella. Oh, somebody sent us a picture. When I take it out, I find that a classmate whom I talk to often has sent me a photo. Drawn on the blackboard, there's a doodle of a shared umbrella with a heart and two names lined up under it. Haruya Shitaji, I don't know if I said that right, and Yukino Akabane. I don't know if I said that right either. I don't even have the energy to reply, so I just sigh. Where on earth should I start correcting the rumor? But there are a few things about the image that strike me. One is the speed in which rumors spread. The second is that the symbol of shared umbrella with the names of a man and a woman below is still deeply rooted in our modern society. And finally, it's the star quality of my senpai, whose name is known even to my classmates who don't know her personally. She's kind of a genius. I don't see why it's a bad thing. I mean, you kind of want to go out with her, right? What's wrong, Haruka? Why are you sighing? I get the feeling that he wants to go out with her, but he's like just kind of dragging his feet about it. Or maybe he doesn't want to go out with her and he's just kind of like a friend, right? And he wants to put the rumors to rest, but I don't know. I don't think this is the worst rumor to start. I mean, I guess it would limit your choices of people who want to interact with you based off of like you hanging out with her, who's like a genius and weird and quirky. Kind of reminds me of a book I read. I think it was called Starfall? Stargirl? Maybe it was called Stargirl. I don't remember. But the main character like had a crush, not a crush, but was like friends with the quirky girl of the school who just moved in, and then like she ended up moving because she got bullied. And it was a sad little story, but it kind of reminds me of this situation. I feel like he's like starting to get bullied about it a little bit now, or like teased a little bit about it, and so he has to make up his mind about what he wants to do about that. She'd gotten up from her seat and was leaning against the window, and now is calling out to me with her usual faint smile. But you already hang out with her, so like, what's the problem? Other than it makes you unavailable. I close my phone and answer. But are you really looking for girls? I was thinking that I'll be hanging out with an amazing person. Amazing enough to make you sigh? You'll make me blush. She laughs. June, looking at the sky through the window of the cramped club room, it looks like it'll rain again. You guys are in the same club, you guys hang out together, you guys walk home together. I feel like this is probably not the first time this has happened. From now on, it's time to go around and look into clubs to all the new students. Oh, this is a flashback. Along with the school broadcast, the students leave the classrooms and step into the hallways. Man, having clubs like this would have been so much fun in school. We did not have clubs like this where I was at. We had like clubs, but like they didn't advertise themselves or like try to get new members or anything. They just established themselves and did their thing. And then people either found out about it or nobody found out about it, and then they have like 5 members or whatever, the original members. The school is filled with voices, the flow of people, the voices of those recruiting new members. It's lively. For the time being, I follow the crowd and escape into the corridor. Would you like to try track and field? Are you interested in the drama club? There's no club activity in particular that I want to check out. I like reading, so I might be at the literature club, although I don't really like writing. On the other hand, if I go straight home, then I won't be able to make a decision. There's a lot of enthusiasm swirling around to get freshmen, and that attention is on me at times too. At each time I give a vague, indecisive answer. I wish I could say no more casually. After all, to them I'm just one more potential candidate. I wander around the school in hopes of escaping from the crowd. In the end, I drift into an unused classroom in a separate building away from the main school building. It's a place strangely filled with tranquility, and neither the voices of the invitations nor any footsteps can be heard. Even though no one is here, I feel nervous about entering the classroom on my own. I cautiously step inside. Tell me you're not an introvert without telling me you're an introvert. You're totally an introvert. Just running away from the crowd. I feel that. Chairs and desks are neatly arranged and quiet. When must this class be used? I lean back on the window. You can see the cityscape in the distance, and the horizon is visible. Man, I wish we'd had cool windows. I look at my reflection in the window and sigh. I have a feeling that the person I see there is going to spend his high school life as if it were someone else's problem. See, he does have a dour look on life. If you don't like crowds, you should just go home. So then why have I come to an empty classroom like this, and I'm staying inside the school brimming full of newcomers and club invitations? Because you don't want to be excluded. You don't want to say, no, I don't want to do it at all. You just want to do it under your own, like, comfort level. That's fine. The view is nice. I turn my head around at the sudden voice. A girl is standing next to me. A beautiful person with white skin and long black hair. When did it happen? I'm sure the door was closed. Is she a ghost? The view is nice. She gives me a gentle smile, a smile that looks as though directed at someone who's been with her for many years. Yes, that's right. I have a hard time replying properly. I wish I could talk more casually, but it's difficult for me. I think get through before speaking. I also think a lot about the words I choose. Yeah, that's rough. Yes. However, the other person nods without caring about my stuttering. Very much so. Somehow she seems like a unique person. She has a peculiar timing. No, I guess she's peculiar in many ways, since she's purposely away from the bustling school building that's busy recruiting new students. Spring is nice. Is that so? The sky is bright. I agree. It's completely different from winter. Yes. It's warm. It's warm indeed. It's spring. What's with her? Is she equipped with an engine that keeps her talking endlessly? The air smells good in spring. Now that you mention it. Is it the scent of flowers? For sure, the spring air smells sweet. Where does the scent come from? I want to open the window and try touching the spring air, but I look sideways and hesitate. I fear that if I open the window now, the conversation will go on eternally. I feel like I have to talk to this person forever. I'm not good at being involved with others. It's more than I can handle. Spring has come to the city, a new spring. It seems that she can keep going even if you leave her alone, whether you want it or not. Looking at the scenery of the city like this. While saying that, she leans her back against the window. It makes me feel like everywhere is a city, right? Eh? Wait, I suddenly no longer follow. I don't understand, but that doesn't mean I don't share the feeling. It just means I can't quite grasp what she's trying to say. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Could it be that I've been saying weird things all this time? When I'm at a loss for an answer, the other person laughs embarrassedly. No. Her expression was so lonely that I unintentionally raised my voice. Well, I think hard and finally squeeze out an answer. Looking at the scenery of the city makes me feel like everywhere is a city. I can easily find a reason to agree with her. If you look at the city, then everything is a city. But is that all? This seemingly meaningless conversation, maybe there's something deeper in it? The city, no, there's a city wherever you go. Because a city is where people live. I don't know what to say, so even though I'm talking, I have no idea what I'm saying. I'll let my mouth move while my brain tries to keep up. If I stop now, we'll be in silence. Why am I even doing this? Sounds like you have anxiety there, bruh. No matter where you are, it's filled with places where people live and people's life activities continue. I guess it's this kind of feeling, isn't it? The girl looks surprised at the answer I managed to work out. Then she laughs, and the tension I could feel from her is lifted. Yeah, you understand. That was the correct answer. Was it a quiz? Silence fills the classroom again. At least I managed to overcome the city situation, but now what? I look out the window again. I can't exactly just leave like that. Silence. I wish I could say something witty. Unfortunately, I'm no good at that sort of thing. In the silence, the other person also turns to face the window. She stretches out her arm in front of me and unlocks the window latch. The window is now open. The rushing wind ruffles the girl's hair. With her long hair blowing in the wind, she calls out to me. The wind is nice. Right. Here, the window. She smiles. You look like you wanted me to open it. Why? This moment stays burned in my mind. Back then, did I really want Senpai to open the window? At that time, I was struck by something like an incomprehensible deep emotion, and I couldn't say anything. Startled, I snapped out of my abstractions and I turned to face the window again. No, rather than to the window, I turned to the blowing of a new wind. My name is Yukino Akabane. I'm a second-year student. What about you? I'm Haruya Shitaji, a freshman. I see. Haruya-kun. Yes. Come with me. I follow behind the person whose name I didn't even know until a moment ago. We leave the classroom, past the crowds in the main school building, and arrive in front of a small classroom. Is this? All club activities are in full swing. I also have to fulfill my duties as a literature club member. She opens the door. The literature club room is so small that it makes me think it's a storeroom or something. There's a large table in the center, and a girl who seems to be a senpai is sitting in the back. She's brown hair tied in 2 braids and wearing glasses. Welcome back. I'm back, President. It looks like you harvested, as expected, Bonnie-chan. I'm more than happy to have met your expectations. Expectations. I didn't have any particular expectations of you, though. Foo, the club president laughs. Foo, foo, foo. Akabane-senpai also laughs. The 2 girls seem to have a unique relationship. Want to take a seat? Oh, alright. Your seat is across from mine. Oh, your seat is across from mine. Ah, yes, thank you. You can open the club room freely. The club advisor and I have the key, so when you want to borrow it, it'll be quicker if you speak to the teacher in the staff room. Why are you talking on the premise that I will join the club? Won't you? I sigh. From the seat directly across the Akabane-senpai, I say, I think I'll join. That makes me happy. She laughs and I smile. Senpai smiles, and then she looks out the window. Spring really is nice after all. She seems to be having fun and looks like someone reliable. This person will take me somewhere far away. That's what I felt. On that day, the 3 of us looked together at the clear sky and the scenery outside. Interesting. What a flashback. Indeed. And tomorrow, senpai and I will go someplace far. Following in the footsteps of my senpai, even if we never touch each other directly, we'll still go far. In bed, the feelings that had scattered and itched in my chest are gathering, solidifying. With a sense of security that resembles determination, I fall asleep. Hold on. Oh, goodness. I can't get into the settings. And there's the history. But I hit escape and nothing happens. Okay, here we go. Settings. I want to look at the settings real quick. Skip unread, return, nothing. Okay. It's strange. What is? Doesn't the scenery you see from the bus window look completely different from usual? Look at the city, too. A rainy city flows outside the window. She's looking deeply at the window, dripping the water with water of the bus. The fact that you came in uniform is more strange to me than anything else. It's amazing that she's wearing her school uniform, even though it's the weekend. I've heard rumors that some people even spend their holidays in uniforms, but I never thought I'd see it up close. I like uniforms. You do? Yes. Don't you feel it's out of the ordinary? I think I kind of understand, but we wore uniforms at school, which takes up most of our daily life, and so if that isn't ordinary, then do you consider the weekend to be the actual ordinary time? Look, Harya-kun, there are a lot of people lined up over there. Way to not answer. Senpai's daily life seems to be full of surprises and discoveries. I like windows. You can see various sceneries flow, and the outside world spreads endlessly. I'll probably never get tired of looking. I kind of understand how you feel. Speaking of getting tired of things, no matter how out of the ordinary it is, won't you get bored of wearing the uniform every day? If there isn't ordinary, there can't be unordinary either. I'm not tired of it so far. In the long run, high school itself is a special event in life. Very true. That's philosophical. Doesn't it apply to today too? Going out somewhere with someone. From the sound of it, even she seems to believe that going to see the hydrangeas together is unusual. Well, I think it would have been better if I'd come in gym clothes. What do you mean? Aren't gym clothes even more extraordinary? You're nuts. The bus carries our extraordinary life. She's walking in front of me, spinning and hopping, the hem of her skirt and her black hair dancing under the red umbrella. Surrounded by blue, purple, and pink hydrangeas, she's innocently playing around. Why do humans only have eyes in front? That's a good question. I want to keep everything in sight, but I just can't. We should have eyes like spiders. We should have lots of them. Hearing her say that, happy like a child, an unintentional smile spreads on my face. That would be a bit, quite difficult to achieve. Having said that, I'm also excited about the hydrangea garden. The hydrangeas grow as far as the sea. Combined with the drizzle, it feels as if we're walking in another world, isolated from anywhere else on Earth. Lovely. It's really fantastic. The hydrangeas are blooming everywhere, enveloping me. And the road continues beyond the fog, and you are here. Me? Yes. She suddenly stopped spinning, her skirt and hair float and sway. If you weren't with me, I wouldn't be as happy. That's so. If anything, my image of senpai is that of a person capable of being free and cheery anytime, anywhere. Probably not true, though. How do I put it? If I'd been here alone, I'm sure I would have been scared, just a little bit. It's so beautiful and wonderful, and the scenery goes on forever. Then I'd suddenly wonder if I can really go back to where I started. Huh? It's like I both understand and don't. However, I'm relieved when you're here. I can clearly see that I can go back. I feel like I've been told something really outrageous. I'll wait patiently for her words. So, Anyway, with you I can go far. That's how we feel. Do you understand what I want to say? What should I do? Is she confessing? All kinds of feelings well up, yet when I try and put them into words to say out loud, I suddenly feel suffocated. Rough. Any word seems imprecise, inappropriate, misleading, inadequate, and unsuitable for me to utter. But I want to answer something. I believe I have to answer, and in the end, the words that come out are just these. I want to understand. I want to understand. She repeats my words. I want to understand. I don't think it's a very nice thing to say. Oh, she's not saying that. I want to understand. I don't think it's a very nice thing to say, or rather, isn't it the same as saying I just don't get it? She laughs. I'd been looking down without realizing, and when I lift my gaze, I see her advancing forward with hopping steps. I don't understand. Yes? I don't understand how I feel right now. I don't know what to say. Saying that while laughing, she moves further and further away. I don't get it. I don't understand, but she seems happy. Actually, senpai. That being said, all her hopping around is dangerous, so I call out to her from afar. Watch your step. What happened? Oh my god, what happened? Did she fall? Did she die? What did just happen? I don't know. If I had to say, it looked like a mass of shadows. Something popped out of the ground, snatched something from senpai's hand, and disappeared into the ground again. Her red umbrella fell and bounced in the road full of hydrangeas, and her body collapsed on the rain-soaked dirt ground. Senpai? For a second, my mind goes blank, but then I run to her. Are you alright? She's looking down. I wonder what she's staring at, and when I trace her line of sight, I see the sleeve of her uniform. How? Senpai? Something is different. Wrong. Your wrist. Beyond her left arm. Her hand is gone. There's only the sleeve left. The torn sleeve of the uniform stretches out like an empty bag and hangs over the ground. She glances at her sleeve, staggers to her feet, and sits down again. Silence fills the place like a bottomless swamp. My bad. She suddenly opens her mouth. She's completely back to normal. Excessively normal. Accidentally fell. Being too playful is reckless, huh? Huh? But, senpai, your hand is missing. I'm fine. Thank you for your concern. Senpai, your left hand. Yeah? She tilts her hand and stretches it out of her left hand. Stretches out her left hand from inside the sleeve. What a bitch. My left hand. What's wrong with it? I try to say something. I'm about to say something, but I stop myself. I hold my breath then from my chest. I can't say anything. There's a wall that strongly rejects me. She's rejecting me. No, I'm just glad you're safe. I'm sorry I worried you. She stands up, picking up the umbrella that was lying around. She turns to me to say, Then, let's resume sightseeing, Haruya-kun. I want to go further. I think it's creepy. I had thought of her as a strange person many times before. I thought she was someone who lived outside the norm. But that's the first time I ever felt uneasy. Haruya-kun? Yes. Aren't you coming? Is she like an Eldritch monstrosity or something? Did she just make her hand come back to life? Or was she hiding her hand? I thought she was hiding her hand. I'm coming. I'm confused at what happened. Even after all that, she's still happily yelling and letting out sounds of admiration. We even take a picture together. But I don't know how to look at her. White mist covers the entire hydrangea garden. We both walk through it. Senpai and I, alone. Interesting. So what pushed her? The following day after school in the literature club room. I'm waiting alone in the club room, but there's no sign of senpai coming. The small room is filled with suffocating silence, and the sound of the rain falling outside can be heard strangely loud. The gray sky peeks through the window. It's the first time she hasn't come to the club activity. The literature club is very laid back. Rather than a club activity, it'd be more correct to call it an after-school hangout. That's exactly why I'm worried about her. I wonder if she's come to school. I'm worried, but I don't know what to do. Even if I asked her if her body is okay, she'd act like as if nothing happened, so I wouldn't be able to say anything else. Frustration builds up and turns into irritation. All I can think of is senpai and that shadow that caught my eye. Shadow that jumped out of the ground and probably ripped off her wrist before disappearing into the ground again. Just what was that thing, and why would she try to keep its existence hidden? Should I also act like I saw nothing? My head rummages through my memories and pulls out the nationwide serial murder case. On the news, the number of casualties is increased by 1 again. Naturally, I connect the 2 incidents in my head. I wonder why, though. Why would you connect those 2 incidents in my head? Isn't the shadow the one attacking people all over the country and not an ordinary murderer? I don't know. If that were the case, it would explain why it had been so difficult to track down the criminal, as well as why the crimes were spread across the country. That could explain it. A shadow, though? Is that possible? What was that shadow in the first place? Was it really there? Yeah. Maybe what she said about tripping is true, and the shadow has just been a product of my imagination. Also, yeah. It's too confusing. Any speculation is like trying to grasp the sky. The only thing I can be sure of is that we're in a dangerously suspicious and mysterious situation. Interesting. There's no point in thinking about it, so I leave the club room. I take out my smartphone from my pocket to see the time, but there's no news from senpai. Wonder where she is. I hope she's okay. As I'm walking in the cloudy weather, something crawls up my neck. The sensation makes me want to scream, but I barely manage to hold back. Maybe an insect or something? Ugh. I try to wipe my nape with my hand, but I can't get rid of that feeling. My neck is wet. Shuddering comes up to my ear. Tonight, it will rain. I'm shivering. A voice that sounds like it's coming from the depths of the earth makes my eardrums vibrate. At the time of the boar, I shall await at the door of your dwelling. Something pops in my ear. When I cautiously touch my ear, my fingertips are wet. What has just happened? Fear like never before overcomes me. I feel like I've been touched by something I shouldn't have knowledge of, by something I should never have heard. Interesting. How come I'm meaning things like these? I don't understand. All I can piece together is that something supernatural is haunting the town, and it seems to be trying to get in touch with me. I'm caught in something, and the fact that senpai was attacked yesterday must be part of that. With uneasiness in my heart, I walk back home with heavy steps. Interesting. So maybe something supernatural going on? Tonight it will rain. It's pouring, just as the voice whispered in the daytime. At the time of the boar, I shall await at the door of your dwelling. Time of the boar. When I looked it up, it was from 10 p.m. to midnight. The time was close. I stood at the front door waiting for the time to come. I turned off the lights in my room, and my parents are already in bed. The house is pitch black. Amid that, I hunch over and endure the tension. My hands and feet are cold because of the tension, and the back of my throat is tight. Maybe I could distract myself better if I waited outside rather than staying still. It's raining, so I grab an umbrella. Holding something in my hand makes me feel a little better. 10 p.m. I don't like it. Putting the smartphone in my pocket, I stand up. I pick up my umbrella and unlock the front door, paying close attention to making as little noise as possible. Cold, rainy air rushes in through the crack of the open door. Both the entrance and outside are pitch black. I open up my umbrella, take a step outside, and slowly close the door. It's my first time going out at this hour, especially when it's raining. The streetlights near my house shine their light onto the wet pavement. I have the uncomfortable feeling of standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wonder if senpai would pass by my house. I'd probably feel a little bit better then. Usually that would be impossible since we're talking about her. But since we're talking about her, it might truly happen. Besides, I think this kind of atmosphere strangely suits her. I'm staring at the pitch black sky while thinking about such things, and when I look down, a wave runs through my body. Something is emerging from the ground. From where I stand on my feet and from the firm ground, it's rising little by little as if a face were sticking out of water. It's like an optical illusion. Whoa, weird. Things I always took for granted are being shaken. I become uneasy. A fish. It's a shark. Whoa. What's emerging is a huge shark. However, what's completely different from the ordinary sharks is the gigantic human denture that appears as it surfaces. Human teeth are lined up in the mouth of the fish, the tongue contained in the back. They look like teeth that could easily buy iron. Rows of teeth put closely together, one single front tooth is as big as my spread out hand. Damn, that thing is huge. Monster, monster. My whole body is frozen. I feel simple, pure fear. As I perceive my life in danger, my body refuses to move, weak and pallid as if my blood had been drained. I stand still, my stare glued at the monster in front of me as it slowly opens its mouth. On time, I thank you. The shark lets out a heavy voice that makes the core of my body tremble. I need the heavy voice, okay? I'm surprised he can speak. His voice has an eerie sound, like someone non-human attempting to imitate a human's voice and failing. I am the Rain Ayakashi. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Fukai Murasame no Wani, the monstrous shark of the abyssal zone. Rain Ayakashi. He has given me his name, but I couldn't quite catch the rest on the first try. Despite my confusion, the Rain Ayakashi continues. How shall I address you? What is my name? Correct. Haria Shitaji. Haria Shitaji. Shitaji Dono. Yes. I visit you on this night for nothing else but to request your help. You ask me? Correct. The other day, incidentally, it would seem you were in a flower garden with a woman. How is she called? I'm at a loss for words. The Rain Ayakashi is referring to my senpai. Should I really mention her name here? Worry not. The monster adds as if he can sense my internal conflict. We are old friends. I solely wish to know the name she goes by here. I can't take in a single word the monster says. That monster and senpai are supposedly acquaintanced? What does he mean by here? And does that mean she has another name besides Yukino Akabane? Undoubtedly, there are many things you want to ask about. I shall talk about those later. But for that purpose, firstly, could you tell me how I should refer to her? I feel that the shark monster's tone has softened ever so slightly. For the time being, I decide to follow what he says. To begin with, I'm not a brave person enough who could go such against an opponent head on. Yukino Akabane, that's her name. Yukino Akabane, I see. The Rain Ayakashi repeats the name several times and nods. Have you been with Yukino Akabane for a long time? No, since last spring. But you seem to get along very well. I don't know, maybe so. Such an ambiguous way of declaring so. Is it because of Yukino Akabane's behavior that you are making your words vague? I can't see for sure that's not the cause. It seems to be a relationship that cannot be easily explained. Is this being prying into my private life? I feel a little annoyed, but I can't really say anything back because the other party is, well, a huge shark. Pathetic. What kind of person does Yukino Akabane appear to be in your eyes? In a word, she's a weirdo. She's an unpredictable person who's always full of energy and tries to get close to other people. Yes, that's it. She seems like she's starving to interact with other people. I'd say this is the kind of person she is. I see. Yes, I see. Humans may still look strange in her eyes. What do you mean? I shall be forthright. The air is tense. Is she a ghost or is she a monster? Firstly, Yukino Akabane is not human. Huh? Neither she nor I live in this world. We are foreigners who came here from another world. We are Ayakashi. We are neither humans nor birds or beasts, neither flowers nor fish. The monster says indifferently, as if reading a script. Of course, my understanding can't catch up. Ayakashi. If Senpai isn't a human being, is she in the same category as this monstrous shark? Of course, you as a human would find it too hard to believe. However, the fact that I'm in front of you like this is the best proof that my story is no hoax. It's just as the Rain Ayakashi says, he has hit the nail on the head, but I can't easily accept it. In other words, the reason why Yukino Akabane wants to close the distance with you isn't it because she wants to observe in more detail the strange human being she deals with. And perhaps that kind of attitude is seen as eccentric by other humans, and therefore they are wary of her. Monster's speculation about Senpai's position is mostly correct. And according to the Rain Ayakashi, the fact that she isn't human may have cast a shadow over the relationship between me and her. Honestly, even if you tell me all that, I don't understand. I really don't. What's going on? I guess I'm being unreasonable.
However, we must move forward. Every second counts. Tonight's rain will soon stop falling. The rain, Akashi says, the rain is gradually decreasing its momentum. Maybe the shark can't appear unless it's raining? Let me be blunt. Right now, I'm here with an important order from my master. Such orders are to bring Yukino Akabane back, even if I must kill her. Even if you have to kill? Huh? Why? Aren't you friends? It would seem that a murder case has recently been making headlines in this country. I certainly remember the serial murder case. Before we went to the hydrangea garden, we talked about that incident. What about... No, you can't be saying that she... Correct. The ring Akashi nods without saying anything. Like that, I can't continue the second sentence. No, I mean, why would she ever do such a thing? Why would she... Listen, for us to live in your world, we need life energy. Plus, it's like the air that fills your lungs when you dive into the water. Yukino Akabane no longer has the life energy needed to sustain the diving. Originally, she should have already returned to our world.
So get down, you dirty rascal, get down.
Get down.
Oh.
Break down.
Hello.
Hello. I think we're gonna have an ad break soon. If I did my ad break correctly, I think we're gonna have an ad break soon. I just don't know how it works. It's supposed to tell me before I have an ad break, but it didn't do that last time, so I don't know if I'm doing the ad break correctly. We'll have to see. Yukino Akabane no longer has life energy needed to sustain the diving. Originally, she should have already returned to our world, but she stubbornly refuses to go back. You don't want to go back to land, but you're almost out of breath. In that situation, what would you do? Surface for air before diving again? Correct. She attacks and eats humans to use them as energy to live here. Is her tyranny not too extreme? Is she really attacking people and devouring them to death? No, that's impossible. Right now, Yukino Akabane is harming the world out of resentment. I absolutely cannot forgive such an extreme display of wickedness and violence. Therefore, we are trying to subjugate her in order to maintain the peace and order in both worlds. Wait, do you have any proof about Senpai killing people? It's a pity I can't demonstrate it to you. I should have shown you how I cut off Yukino's hand in the garden. That time, was that something he did so I would see? There was one more victim that night. That's what Yukino did to restore her health. Think about it. Running around the country, killing arbitrarily, and still not getting caught. It's a very unmanageable feat for a human. Is that not so? That's right. But recently, she seems to be exhausted. Isn't Yukino showing signs of being tired? It is just as the Reina Akashi says. I'm speechless. Half of myself is in agreement, while the other half doesn't want to admit it. Therefore, I was dispatched from my original world to take on the task of subjugating Yukino Akabane, and now I have a favor to ask of you. Will you lure Yukino Akabane out? Oh. Me? Are you asking me to cooperate? Correct. I want you to bring Yukino Akabane to a specified place at a specified time. She trusts you, and therefore shouldn't be wary if it was your invitation. But that's... The rain is stopping. Akashi looks up at the sky and muttered, I must go. Aren't you being too one-sided here? You must tell nobody. I shall let you know in advance what I possess a keen sense of smell, and I loathe the smell of lies. In other words, if you talk about it, I will know immediately. More a threat than a warning. On the morrow night, it will rain again. I shall listen to your reply at that time. I would like you to fully consider it until then. The Reina Akashi says so, with its mouth wide open on purpose. Its oral cavity full of intimidation dangles in front of my eyes. I look forward to your humane judgment and response. Oh, I'm so not giving her up. No way. After that, the monster shark burrows deep into the ground. The rain has already stopped. Stand in front of the entrance for a while. That explains why she's so fascinated by, like, the little things, like the rain and the spring turning from winter to spring, and the flowers. She's very much into the details of the world. So it makes sense if what he's saying is true. But I'm not gonna give her up, no way. I open the door in a daze and drag my heavy body to the bed of my dark room.
When I throw my body on the mattress, my strength suddenly disappears. This room's very dour. There's not much going on in it. My head is spinning round and round. I can't help but believe it's all a lie. Do I really have to give an answer to that monster's question by the following night when I can hardly process tonight's events as reality? I wish tomorrow would never come. I close my eyes and frantically push the hopeless thoughts out of my mind. In my head, filled with darkness, the figure of Senpai remains in the end. It doesn't go away. Even if she's killing people? Of course, even if she's killing people. I don't care. We don't know what kind of people she's killing. We just know she's killing people. She could be killing criminals. We don't know. We don't know if she has that kind of, like, foreknowledge, right? The following day after school in the literature club room, I throw my bag on the desk and put my face down. I attended school as usual, but I couldn't focus. I managed to somehow make it through. On the morrow at night, it will rain again. I shall listen to your reply at that time. I would like you to fully consider it until... I keep thinking about it, but I can't come up with an answer. Since last night, the serial murder case has increased the number of victims by 2. Maybe the rain Akashi wasn't just talking crap. However, I can't betray Senpai. It seems she isn't human and is attacking people at night. Even though the truth is unknown, it's still a shock that I can hardly accept. I want to talk to her, but I haven't seen her since our visit to the hydrangea garden. In the first place, the rain Akashi is observing my movements from the rain. Of course, it would be a lie if I said I'm not afraid of the rain Akashi. Even now, his gigantic gums keep flashing through my mind. That sight frightened me and made me feel powerlessness. I'm frustrated and scared. I'm definitely not going to cooperate, but when I think about what may happen to me, I can't help but waver in my decision. My mind is chaos. I can't think clearly. What should I do? Shitaji-kun is dead. The sudden sound of the door, followed by a voice I hadn't heard in a while, makes me turn around. Hi there. Hello, President. It's been a while. Right. How have you been? I've been okay. Your complexion tells me you're lying. The club president, she's as detached as always. You have something to do here? Sure do. I want to borrow some books. There's a bookshelf in the corner of the literature club room. Club magazine is there, and the books brought in by club members are lined up so that anyone can read them freely. You came solo today? You came solo today? Yes, Senpai isn't here yet. How unusual. She's always the first to arrive. Maybe she's busy today. I wonder, it seems like she didn't come to school yesterday. Oh, earth-shattering. Even though she's the very picture of good health. A picture equipped with the perpetual motion engine. Well, Senpai is always fine, though. She's not just fine, she's beyond admirable. She's like a The president suddenly stops digging through the bookshelves. She tilts her head and looks up at the ceiling for a second. Then she turns to face me and says, 80% of the time, mindless talk is what digs one's grave. You really dug yourself into a hole. I shot myself in the bed I made, and now I must lie on my foot. Wait, that's not how those idioms go. The president nods, and then she starts rummaging through the bookshelves again. Wait? I can't figure out what she's nodding to, but suddenly something suddenly bothers me, so I ask her. Come to think of it, both you and Yukino Senpai have written for the club magazine before. That's taboo. Eh? Reading the club magazine inside the club room is forbidden. This is the pact among the members of the literature club to maintain our mutual mental well-being. It can save lives. Your life, for example? My life, for example. I see, so I better not touch it now. Shitaji-kun, you should also be prepared. The fate of the writing club and the magazine is equal for everyone. Such a cruel thing. I see. After stuffing several books into her bag, she stands up and stretches. Are you going home? Yes, I'm done with what I came here for. Good work today. When I stop her, who was already heading towards the door, she turns around. I wonder if it would be strange to ask such a question out of the blue, but since I've already called out to her, I can't withdraw now. President, do you know why Yukino Senpai joined the literature club? I was never made privy to such information. Oh, so you don't know. I'm surprised by your answer. In addition to the particular wording, I'm taken aback because she doesn't seem to know a lot about Senpai. Did you think I knew? Yes, as if she read through my mind. I'm unable to read the emotions of the eyes peeking behind the glasses. Weren't you also in this club with Yukino Senpai last year? That's why I thought you would know. At my word, she brushes her bangs and sighs. She seems hesitant for a bit, but apparently decides to reply. I'm not interested in doing such a thing, or I pretend I'm not. Huh? If you're interested in someone, that means you want to get involved with said person, right? I'm tired of doing that, so I abandoned that fight. There's no profit, but also no losses. I don't want to bet on anything. I had no idea she felt that way. This girl, she seems very similar to me. You do kind of have a similar outlook. Bonnie-chan is amazing. It's like her chips flow out endlessly. Even when she loses, the holes get filled again. Maybe that's how you eventually become rich. That's what it means being worthy of respect. I understand what the president is trying to say. But is it really true? I'm sorry. Could it be that I've been seeing weird things all this time? Senpai really is invincible as the president says? Even if it's eventually filled, isn't a hole still a hole? Even if the pain disappears, isn't a wound still a wound? Well, I'm going. See you. Yes, good work today. She puts her hand on the door handle, but she suddenly seems to remember something and turns around. The club magazine. Why don't you take a look? I think Bonnie-chan wrote something. The club magazine? I'm surprised by your unexpected suggestion. Isn't reading the club magazine taboo? It's fine, as long as it doesn't affect me. What a tyrant. I'm merely acknowledging my freedom and rights. And with this, I'm done here. Bye. And with that, she leaves. I'm not altogether out of the idea that she doesn't know more than she's letting on, right? I'm left alone. As soon as the president closes the door, I take out the club magazine from the bookshelf. Looking at the table of contents, I see Senpai's name several times. As I approach the works one by one, I find a certain entry. Oh, Window by Yukino Akabane, first year. I like books. I especially like novels. And I like looking out of the window. No matter who you are, you only live once. No one can ever escape their own lives and go into someone else's. Sometimes I wonder if life is like a bug cage. Everybody is trapped inside insect cages, unable to go out and into the outside world. I feel that I have no choice but to keep all parts of myself within the cage. But there are books in this world. A book is at least part of someone's life. A book is a small outside world. So to speak, it's like a window in a human room. Through the window, you can see the scenery outside. There is no exit from this insect cage, but there are many open windows. And I like looking out of the window. I'm still looking out the window from the literature club room. I'm dazed for a while. When I regain my composure, I think of Senpai. What kind of life did she live in her original world? How did she come to this world? I'm trying to imagine it. A sound takes me by surprise and I turn around. It's the second time today that I turn towards the door after I hear someone's voice. There she is. Hello, Haruka. Senpai. She comes in the room stumbling and sits down in her usual seat. Her complexion looks noticeably bad. On my end, I hurriedly put the club magazine back on the shelf. Still, I don't think it's a bad thing to read the club magazine in the literature club. Haruka, that's taboo. The club president said so too. The president? Did she come here today? Yes, to borrow books. Aw, really? I'd have liked to see her. She says lazily, resting her hand on her chin. I wonder if her tiredness hasn't gone away. Feel free to read the club magazine. So it isn't taboo for you? Nope, I don't really care. I've already read what I wanted to read though, so I don't take it out again. Instead, I sit on my usual chair. Are you not feeling well? Kinda. I've been tired lately. For a second, she looks exhausted. However, she suddenly corrects her sitting posture. Hey, Haruka. Yes? She calls out to me and speaks in a serious tone. Instinctively, I sit up upright too. This is just hypothetical. If I had to leave here soon, would you be okay? What's wrong all of a sudden? There's nothing wrong, but yesterday while I was resting at home, I had this thought. I was wondering what you were doing at school without me. I laughed by myself because I couldn't imagine you being alone in this room. Am I being rude? No, I can't really imagine it either. I see. If I'm getting your stamp of approval, then I guess it's really fine. Is it even possible for you to leave? You love our literature club. Is that how you see me? That's what my intuition tells me. Your intuition is spot on. But, well, I think I could deal with it. I was alive and well before coming here, so I don't think of it as some inseparable bond or anything. But I think the way we live keeps changing, and so do our needs. For example, cigarettes and alcohol for adults. They didn't know the taste of it as children, yet many can't let go of them when they grow up. Isn't it the same with our club? She sighs. She gets up from her chair and leans against the window. With her back towards me, she continues talking. I have to graduate. Isn't graduation still some time away? That's right. Well, I'm getting a little sentimental. You see, yesterday I lost my perfect attendance at both club and school. I'm a little down. She looks back at me with a troubled smile. She said my intuition is good. If so, surely this is a roundabout way of saying goodbye. It's just my guess, but she must have realized the situation she's in after being attacked by the Reina Akashi. Then, after thinking it through for a day, she's shooing up to the club again after coming to a decision. She also most likely believes I know nothing. But she's wrong about that, as I have somehow been involved in him. I don't know everything, but at least I do know what the Reina Akashi told me. Senpai. Yes? I have to answer her question. If you were to leave soon, would I be okay? That's what you asked. Oh, yes. Can you give me a reply? I can tell. At first glance, she looks like usual, but I can tell there's a hint of anxiety on her face. If you were gone, Senpai, No, it's our choices. This is like our only choice. Okay, hold on.
Nope, you can't see. No more playing.
I'm gonna save. You have to save. Save. Okay. So this is Senpai, right? She's just kind of been with us for the last like year or so, since spring. And she's a little quirky and weird, but she's like our best friend, right? And like, she really likes rain, she really likes windows, she really likes looking at the world. And we found out that she is a monster from another world and has been eating people to survive. And she's trying to say goodbye, so she's asking us like what we would want. I think I want to say I don't want that, even if it were to kill me. I don't want her to go. And she's great. I don't care that she's been eating other people. I really don't. I think it's fine. It's just like dating a vampire. The vampire eventually has to eat people, right? She's just a girl. What's a girl who doesn't murder people every night? I don't want that, even if it were to kill me. Just thinking about it is painful. I don't like it. I'm sorry for making things difficult, but if you're going to disappear after graduating anyway, I may as well say it. It may be unsightly. It may be pathetic. But that's my honest answer. At least in this situation, I won't be able to say I couldn't express my real feelings. Even if I'm unskillful, I don't care. I'll say it even if it's clumsily. That's why I don't want that. Even if it were to kill me. If I don't speak up now, I know I'll regret it for the rest of my life. She widens her eyes. Is my answer really that surprising? There was a stunned silence for a while, whether it was due to a loss for words or confusion. After a few moments of silence, as if time had stopped, she asked me back. Even if you were to die? Even if I were to die. You know what you're saying? I think those words carry a lot of weight. To me, it isn't something you can just say, just because you got carried away by the moment. But I do mean it. My life was centered around school. My daily life and my relationships revolve around school. I think everyone is like that during high school. That's why club activities are the center of my school life. I come to school every day for club activities and to skip class. And for me, the center of the club is Senpai. I come to the club room every day to see you. My heart shrinks. I feel like I just said something very important. Now that I put in words, it's irreversible. It's shaking the very foundation of who I've been until now. This thought suddenly comes to my heart and I can't continue my words. The sound of rain echoes in my ears. I've suddenly forgotten how to breathe. I can't look at her face. Instead, drop my eyes to her school shoes. Got it. I look up at her voice. She's looking straight at me with dark, deep, unfathomable eyes. Thanks, Haruka. I understand how you feel. It's alright if you die, right? A note of caution. I nod. I don't know what comes next. I hate the future. The amount of time spent in high school may seem small when compared to life as a whole. However, I am living as a high school student right now. For me, the present is everything. This clubroom with Senpai is the center of my world. I don't care if I'm called abnormal or immature. Will I ever be able to find something in my life that I can feel I can give my all to? Will I ever be able to do that as an adult? Do such things exist in everybody's life? Interesting. You know, that is kind of a thought, because when you're a emotional teenager, right, it's very common for teenagers to feel like they know and they understand everything and they have all the pieces, right? They've grown up, they're a big kid now, they have all the pieces. You don't really get all the pieces. Even as an adult, you still don't have all the pieces, right? You still don't really know what you're doing. But I feel like in high school especially, it's easy to feel like you can give your all to something because you haven't lived very long at all, right? It's just like being a kid when kids put their all into everything about how they don't get dino nuggets and they throw a huge fit. Like, they can do that because everything that they are wants that thing. And as we get older, those things that we want get more complex. So his want to stay here in this moment with Senpai and have her not leave is, I think, a really powerful thought. Interesting. Do we do such things as adults? I don't know. I don't know if there are adults that, like, maybe there are adults that, like, put their all into everything, but I feel like we don't really put our whole selves into one thing. Maybe like YouTubers and like content creators do, but even then, at the end of the day, it's good to have some kind of separation and a larger sense of the world, right? Like, he talks about how he knows that he's young and he has his whole life ahead of him. But interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. So we just nod. I look into her eyes and nod. Yes, yes, yes. At first she nods mysteriously, but her movements become gradually lighter, as if she's being possessed and the curse has finally been lifted. Her mouth relaxes. After returning to normal, she asks, there's something that worries me a little. Eh? Harry-kun, you said you don't want me to go suddenly disappear, but I never mentioned disappearing. I'm just saying that I have to graduate someday, too. Are you misunderstanding something? Or did you think I was implying I'm transferring to another school? A smile appears on her lips. I don't know what she's thinking, but I can tell she's trying to find out how much I know. I thought you would disappear because it's raining. What's up with that? That makes no sense. Are you malfunctioning or something? Come on now, I'm just imitating your usual behavior. How rude. She must have already figured it out. In order not to be caught by the rain at Kashi, we must slip hidden meanings into our everyday conversation. A code or a metaphor. It very much feels like a literature club thing to do. That is. It's very cute. I like it. It looks like it's going to rain tonight. What a problem. You only say that because you know me well. Well, a little. You can't imitate someone you don't know. She nods and huffs. Can I call you tonight? Sure. Let's talk about the future. She looks at the rain through the window. I don't know what will happen from now on, but right now I'm happy. Are you, Ken? Yes? Do you like the rain? I hate this rain. I thought so. Dark rain clouds filled the sky far into the distance. Will I ever see a clear sky again? Will there ever be a future? Interesting. I can't wait to see how this, like, closes up. I feel like we're getting into the last arc. Rain. Darkness. The time is 10 p.m. Exactly 1 hour before the time set by the rain at Kashi. With my smartphone in my hand, I lean my elbows against the desk and I fret over the situation. I can't think clearly. I'm very nervous waiting for her call. Can't do anything. I'm worried about her, but I can't go check because the rain at Kashi would surely notice something. What are you planning, Senpai? An incoming call. My body jumps up. Hello? Are you Ken? It's me. How are you holding up? I mean, didn't we meet in the club room just a few hours ago? Well, people change. In such a short time? That's right. People's hearts are fickle. Frickle, right? Freckle? That actually means fickle. Not knowing how to start correcting her, I remain silent. Then she continues. Starting now, I'll show you proof. Are you Ken? Can you look into the sky? The sky? It'll be a once-in-a-lifetime sight. Don't miss it. I turn off the lights in the room just in case and open the curtains in the window. Pitch black clouds emerge with the darkness of the night and only the sound of rain echoes in the midst of it. Are you ready? Yes, but what's going on? It's the end of everything. I'm breaking all the taboos now. Huh? Despite my confusion, the call is cut off and I'm staring blankly at the sky. The center of the sky begins to shine brightly. What's going on? Is she doing that? The light expands little by little. Just when I think it's about the size of the moon in the night sky, the light condenses at once and becomes a mere dot. I'm still watching the movement of the sky, then the moment begins. From a point in the sky, a dazzling light spreads like a ring and runs through the whole sky, as if a star were exploding. At that moment, the night sky starts to twinkle with glimmering stars, and a huge full moon illuminates the earth. The night sky clears, the rain clouds in the area are cleared. Senpai? An incoming call. I raise my voice as soon as I pick up. Did you do that? Indeed. It was quite beautiful, wasn't it? She replies carefreely, while I'm overwhelmed by surprise, almost stunned. With this, even the rain Akashi can't chase after you. You can relax for a while. Is it okay for you to do this? It's not, but I don't care. I feel the same way as you do. She feels the same. However, she and I seem to have different kinds of strengths. Then, shall we meet? I'm coming to pick you up. Let's see. Your room had a window, didn't it? She keeps going as if nothing happened. I see. Is this the path that we've chosen? I take a deep breath. I need a moment to calm myself down. Ah, you're taking deep breaths. What, can't I? No, go ahead. Oh, I know. Can I take a deep breath too? Why are you asking me? There are people who get angry when imitated, right? I'm not like that. Please do as you wish. I hear deep breath through the speaker, making small talk calm my heart a little. Maybe as my senpai, she was taking care of me. So, do you have any windows at your house? We do, like one would expect of an ordinary house. Huh? Is that so? Windows are something to be found in ordinary rooms, after all. Sorry, let's get back to the topic. I'll head to your house and knock on your room window. Then I'll wait in front of the entrance, so please come see me when you're ready. Got it. Please close the curtains. I need to mentally prepare. I like it. We're coming closer one step at a time, giving each other time. Isn't that a great idea? I can hear her take a breath. Then she says in a faintly trembling voice, I'll come in my true form. Don't be surprised. For some reason, those words make my heart beat fast. I also take a deep breath and reply, yes, I'll be waiting. Eldritch horror! Then I'll be here right away. Don't, like, just give her wings. Like, please make her, like, a true Eldritch horror. Like, I want it. I want to see it. I want to see her as a monster, right? I hang up. I stand by the window and draw the curtains again. Through the gap, I can peep the night spreading far beyond the window. It spreads far and wide. Like we had agreed, I soon hear knocking on the window. I open the curtains, but there's no one outside. Only the darkness of the evening. Take a deep breath. Feelings of tension and exhilaration build up, and the area around the pit of my stomach seems close to bursting. This is the same feeling as when I was heading to the meeting place on the day we went to Hyde Ranger Garden. I open the door of the room and stand in front of the mirror, wondering what to do with my belongings. Do we need a wallet in this case? I'm rushing and end up leaving the room with nothing. I think it's the most appropriate. This is very sudden. We could be going straight to our doom. I quietly pass through the dark corridor and carefully descend the stairs. Standing in front of the entrance door, I take a deep breath. That wasn't enough, so I squat down, holding my head in my hands, and I mutter, Senpai. I'm ready. I've made up my mind. I open the front door with a trembling hand, to my surprise. Oh. Cool. Very cool. Very Fae. Very, like, analog Fae, right? With the circles and the black and white. Interesting. I like it. There's something inhuman standing here. Yes, it could never be human, but it's too beautiful to be called a monster. It's a one-of-a-kind existence. It seems to have nothing similar to the beings of this world. Senpai, that's you, right? Yes, it's me. Nice to meet you. Yukino Akabane has changed into the winged Ayakashi. Kabane Shirayuki Hime, the deathly red-winged deity. These are my real appearance and name. White Snow Princess. Her long white hair flutters in the night breeze, just like the flow of a silvery river. Red butterfly-like wings spread out behind her slender, jet-black body. And most of all, what catches my eye most is that she's a figure without a face. When I stare at her for a while, she smiles as if embarrassed. How can you tell she smiles? I realize that I've been watching too much, and so I hurriedly avert my gaze. It's a little awkward. Surely, I shouldn't have come, she says quietly. Do you hate having met me? That's not it, but it's true that I shouldn't have met you, nor should I have shown you this form. But now we have met, and you're showing it to me. And that is the problem. Yeah, she sighs. The atmosphere is what's done is done. Then she looks up at the sky and murmurs, it's because the moon is so bright. Her hand reaches out and wraps around my right cheek. They say the moon drives people crazy. Like lunacy? Yeah, we're probably a little crazy, both you and I. Is that surprising? I was told something crazy, so now I'm crazy. And even then, you still wanted to see me. I wanted to see you even more. What a weirdo. I don't want weird people calling me that. I'm not human. I don't want weird creatures calling me that. With a sigh, I put my hand on Senpai's hand. You aren't human. Words that sound like a soliloquy leak out of my mouth. You aren't human, Senpai. What do you think? What's with this question? Nothing special. I thought you were a normal human being, but I didn't think you were a normal person. What's the opposite of normal? Abnormal? Special. I reply by reflex. Surprised at myself, I break into a cold sweat. Although I'd usually take it back right away, that's not the case now. Aw, we're like gaining more confidence. I love that for us. I gently take her hand that's resting on my cheek to my chest, and I put my other hand on top of hers. I look up at Senpai's faceless face and say again, you're special. To me, Senpai is Senpai. Whether or not you're a human being, that changes nothing for me, and I can't help it. Very true. It's about the person, right? It doesn't matter if they're different. It doesn't matter if they're an alien. It's what you know about them. There's no expression on her face. We stared at each other for a while, but eventually her hand slips out of mine and puts it around my back. There's some things you can only learn about a person by hanging out with them and spending time with them and really getting to know them. Other than like, you know, what they look like and things like that. That's why like long distance relationships exist. This is just kind of like that. Or this is kind of like when somebody comes out and is like, hey, I'm different than what you thought I was, right? Aren't you scared? Scared of you? Yes. Not at all. Well, not beyond you being an upperclassman. She takes a long breath and hugs me tightly. I was scared. A faint voice. You were? That's right, because if I showed myself to you like this, what should I do if you reject me? That's a baseless worry. I think you're beautiful. Beautiful? Did you say beautiful? Yes, I mean, no, it's not beautiful as in for people. It's like the beauty of flowers and butterflies. I get it, but you don't have to be so embarrassed. It's a moonlit night rendezvous. We don't have time for that now. I know, let's talk calmly later. But I'm only me. I came because I was happy to be called. You were happy? She lets out a sigh as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders, then looks up at the full moon in the sky again and says, night makes people bold. No doubt about it. When tomorrow comes, I might be too embarrassed to see you again. But will there be a tomorrow? She says nothing, and I don't say anything either. I love this silence. Let's go, Haruka-kun. Where to? The hydrangea garden. I couldn't take it easy before. What do you say? Okay, but how do we get there? With my wings. She picks me up and I leave myself to her. My body gently flows in the air, and soon my eyes go beyond the roof of the houses. Don't look down. I'm sure you'll be scared. Understood. Then can I look at you? Wobble. Hey, Senpai? The ground and the sky rotate. The lights of the houses trail in circles. I see the night sky in front of me. After regaining her balance, she says, talking is forbidden. Is this a night bus or something? After that, we continue the night flight while chatting. We weave through the clouds in the night sky while basking in the full moon. How cute! Surely if someone looked at us from a distance, we would have been a single dot running through the sky. Interesting. We're back in the hydrangea garden. I wonder if we're gonna actually see the colors at some point. We land at the nightly hydrangea garden. Flowers are wet from the rain that fell into the evening, and the white moonlight is reflected in the water droplets. Come on, let's walk and look around. She changes into her human form again and turns towards me. Let's chat while we walk. And so we start our final trip back home. We start walking side by side with a sunny and transparent feeling like the one after rain. I'm not human. Walking next to me, she says suddenly. Well, to be honest, when the rain I caught, she said that to me, I was convinced pretty quickly. I wonder what that means. She replies with a smile. You're saying that to someone who's been living like a human until now? You know? It didn't really work out well, though. Then why were you pretending to be a human? Did you live here posing as someone else? Somebody has a thoughtful look. Then she answers me. I wanted to go out into the world, and I was also interested in people. Is there any reason for that? I'm a well-to-do young lady, after all. What's that reaction? It's convincing. Does it fit? It does indeed. You seem to understand. You seem to find everything fitting today. But that helps me understand. You had no common sense, or rather, you did things that ordinary people wouldn't even think of. So I was rather relieved to hear that. I wonder if I was really that unconventional. Did you think you were pulling off, well, the whole human thing? I thought so at first. But now that attitude doesn't feel right anymore, does it? That's right. I was in high spirits when I entered school, but people gradually stopped approaching me. Well, people choose who they want to be friends with. Which one would it be in our case? Which one? What do you mean? You say people choose others. Did I choose you, or did you choose me?
I feel like she chose us first, but then we chose her back by accepting her, right? That's what I feel. I feel like I can only answer that I chose.
Oh, you just said something nice, didn't you?
It's the truth. Back during the club members recruit day, when I first met you for the first time, I wanted to follow you. I was sure you'd take me to a faraway place.
And was that prediction correct?
Me being here now is the answer.
That's right. I too am here now after many sacrifices.
Silence descends between us, who are beginning to regain their normal liveliness. That is the truth.
Yeah, I'm in existence. I shouldn't be anywhere by now.
I can't say anything. I'm not able to condemn you. To be honest, I still can't dislike you. I can't hate you no matter what you have done. I don't want to. It may sound like I'm saying something out of line, but I'm happy I can meet with you one last time.
One last time?
Yes, I came here to do that. When I met the rain Ayakashi, I thought maybe there were Ayakashi even more dreadful out there, and maybe there are lots of them.
That's right. There are many more powerful Ayakashi, even stronger than him.
I see, and all of them may come to get you.
Surely.
So today might be our last time.
Yes, that's all correct.
So if we met today and said our farewells, that would be it. But maybe we can be together forever.
Are you suggesting we should escape?
That's sort of what I was thinking.
I like the sound of it. That might be nice, but...
Then she raises her voice. When I turn around, she's looking up at the moon in the night sky.
The moon is beautiful.
Just as she says, the moon floating in the pitch black sky is pouring light while illuminating the clouds of the dark night. It looks like a round hole in the sky. There's another world out there, and its light is leaking out onto the earth. That's the kind of hole the moon is. Oh, it's eerie. I don't like that. Why does the moonlight look so lonely? Maybe we're the ones who are lonely.
Not the moonlight?
We're all lonely. But we usually just don't realize or hide it from anyone as we live our lives. But at night, the moon shines on it, on the loneliness inside of us.
Harukan, have you ever felt lonely?
Recently, not so much, but I still get that feeling at night.
I see.
And you?
I do feel lonely.
After answering immediately, she lowers her eyes.
I'm lonely, and I feel as though my body is going to collapse at any moment.
If there's anything I can do. She outstretches her arms, wraps them around my back from the front, and hugs me.
I want to have you.
Then I'll exchange Haruya for senpai.
You've said it now. No takebacks.
She chuckles.
Hey Harukan, can you hear?
Hear what?
It looks like it's going to rain soon.
Raindrops fall suddenly. When I look up, the rain clouds that should have cleared earlier are beginning to cover the night sky again. Then what's coming now is... You bastards! I hear a crackle beneath me. The deafening voice of the shark slams down from above onto the ground. The hydrangeas sway in the roar of the earth. Gasp! When I turn around, I'm held in Senpai's chest. Oh, B-word! She mutters something, only one word, but I can't understand it well. The agony of death, a screaming voice in pain. Even though it comes from our enemy, his scream freezes my blood. The change in the volume and tone of his voice until the screams fade away seem to make the contours of death stand out vividly. Then a sound as if a large amount of water is being thrown on the ground.
It's over.
Then she adds, as if remembering.
Looks like a red spider lily.
Did she say bloom? Or maybe break or burst? The exact word doesn't matter anymore.
Do we get a CG of it? No. A red spider lily. Do you have any more regrets? Do you want to see one for the last time? Nope, it's okay. Ignore what I said. Rather, let's continue what we're talking about earlier. She says, letting go of my body. Are you talking about escaping? Yeah, I'm calling it an escape, but I have no intention of running away. Do you want to obey the orders, or do you want to fight? It doesn't matter. Even if I were to obey now, I'd harmed Fukai way too much to be forgiven. By Fukai, she refers to the Rain Akashi. She has laid a hand on her compatriot. It's not that we won't run away. It's that we can't run away in the first place. We'll still be caught, and even if we resist, we have no chance of winning. And when we're caught, we'll be killed. These are all our options. Are we at a dead end? I don't know what to do. Then what should I do? I'll follow you. Thank you. Let's see. She changes her appearance into her Ayakashi form. Then she picks me up again and we take to the night sky. The moon looms over us. It's so close that you can see the other side. How far can we live on the run for? We arrive at our school. The scenery that I normally see looks completely different within the darkness of the night. When we approach the window of the club room, Senpai strokes its surface with her fingertips. Then I pull the window and it opens smoothly. The series of movements are natural and fluid, like a ritual. Even a locked door isn't effective before you. It's like opening the shell of a clam. That expression gets stuck in my mind. That's weird. Though the clam's having their shells open, the thing she's done to come to mind. Was there ever a crime done in a locked room in the nationwide murder case? Careful, it's dark. We enter the club room spontaneously without having decided to do so beforehand. I grab the edge of the window with both hands and put my foot on the window frame to climb over. The soles of my shoes touch the wooden floor. After that, I step aside and turn around to see her fluttering in like a butterfly. When she enters the room, the outside air blows in and the darkness inside blends with it. Even breaking in through a window now makes such a difference. Should we turn on the light? I ask, closing the window. It's better if we don't. It'll be troublesome if the light can be seen from the outside, she replies while lowering the key to close the window. Our movements blend together seamlessly like gears on a machine. I'm sure that if I were to start a sentence, she'd immediately be able to say the rest of it. This is the sort of sense of unity that envelops us. We face each other in the dark. In the pitch-black club room, Senpai's figure is emitting a mysterious glow. It's strange. What is? Well, we're sneaking into school at night right now. I think it'd be more normal to get a little excited, but I'm strangely calm. What are you talking about now? First you made the rain clear, then we flew into the sky and you killed the shark. Only after that did we sneak into the school at night. True, this has been quite the big adventure. Well, maybe we don't feel it that much because we're too used to being together in the club room like this. Maybe that. This room, overflowing with our spines together, is now connected to this moment as well. The club room is filled with darkness and the heat of the rainy season. We stare at each other in the dark. The darkness envelops us, our bodies melt into the darkness, and the darkness stretches into us. A faint ray of moonlight seeps into the room through the window. As she grabs my hand, the light of the moon slowly disappears, buried by the cold rain clouds. She takes a step forward. I don't move. From the front, she then pushes my body towards the wall. What's happening? I retreat towards the wall without resisting. While following the direction of her strength, I end up leaning against the wall covered from above by Senpai. This body doesn't have enough strength to hold on anymore. She brings her mouth close to my ear and whispers. The trembling of the thin air is like a caress, ticklish. Do you understand? So you want to eat me to make it last longer? You fool. She chuckles. Do you understand? I do. Now it's enough. I say nothing. I don't have enough to answer. Words exist to communicate with others, but when your relationship with someone is deep, you need less words. This is our case, too. Critical place, a singularity, our literature club room. The air is slightly disturbed. Her warm breath flows down my neck. It's probably an unspoken sigh. Outside, the rain continues to fall like a soft noise. It's the sound of silence. She brings her mouth close to my ear. The touch of her hair on my cheek is ticklish. We keep our faces together for a while, listening to each other's breathing. Now the moon is swallowed by clouds, the moonlight is gone, and the narrow room is overflowing with darkness. Something hard touches the upper edge of my ear, and inside of which is made of cartilage. A tactile sense that has become sharp in the darkness now sharpens further all the nerves of the air. I can feel a solid touch behind my ear. Soon the pressure loosens up. The seams of my body might just collapse and vaporize. That's how I feel. Usually we don't notice, but our bodies are truly heavy and there's nothing we can do about that. If you have a body, you can go anywhere on Earth. With some ingenuity, you can fly in the sky and dive deep in the sea. But without a body, you can go even farther. As I was thinking all that, a weight was suddenly added to my body. It is body heat and his breathing. Body is indeed heavy, and rightfully so, I think. Is it painful? No, not at all. We all have a body. I'm sure that's why we can feel each other's hearts in pain. But because of that very body, we can never be with someone. When we are born, we become a single individual and we live alone forever. In this lukewarm, damp darkness, those walls dissolve. Just like the shadows blending together, our boundaries become ambiguous. Where does it end for me, senpai, in the darkness that fills this room? My body is floating. It's like me in warm water. Is my blood rushing to my head? Is my consciousness hazy? Or is it maybe my soul trying to escape? Anything is fine. For now, I'm me and I'm here. For now. Senpai, are you here? When I ask, she raises her upper body. With a desire to touch her, I stretch my arm out towards her. My hand touches her cheek. I am. She says with her familiar voice. She takes my hand and shakes it, redirecting it somewhere. It's pulsing. Warm blood circulates through her palm. How long will you be here? I'll be here forever. What about you? I'll stay here until the end. She approaches me again. I whisper in her ear as I wrap my arms around her back. Senpai. What? I like you. Yes. Thank you. I'm very happy. I'm so happy. Me too. I love you. I love everything. Your taste too. But she ate us. What a way to end. Wow, what an ending. I like this music. Wow, that was so cool. What a interesting, like, mind-bending, mind-fuckery kind of visual novel. I really like the supernatural aspects of it. I really like the relatability of like being in the dark with somebody and being like, where do you begin and where do I begin and where does our body is like when our bodies are touching, what like where do we stop being ourselves and become each other, right? Like this feeling of union, right? And I think it fits that she eats us because we choose death over having to get rid of her, which I think is just the logical conclusion of that. I did kind of want us to escape, but again, she was talking about how like they would always be on the run and it would be a never-ending fight. And it is still going to be a never-ending fight for her, but she can at least take his pain away right now, right? So that's how I'm choosing to view this. Wow, what an interesting story. Absent in the Rain. I feel like, okay, somebody commented in the reviews on Steam, they were saying that this would have made a much better OVA, and I kind of agree with that. I feel like if this were animated and made into an OVA, that it would be a very enjoyable experience. I feel like there's a lot to do here with the kind of etherealness of it and the ethereal aspect of the rain and the rain having like a sentience and something watching you, and the otherworldly aspect of like Yukino and the rain Ayakashi. And I loved the black and white aspect of it. I feel like that really added to the gloominess of the story and the kind of mindset that you have to get into when you're reading a visual novel that's like this, that is a little bit more serious but like plot driven. Like they're trying to tell a story clearly and they're trying to invoke a certain emotion clearly, so it's easiest if you just go along with that and experience the emotion, right? I did see a lot of people were like, you know, I couldn't really get into the game. A lot of people said that like the writing wasn't very good. I didn't have any issue with the writing. I felt like it was very purposeful. I felt like the conversations between Yukino and I forget his name, Hakia or whatever his name is, the main character, the protagonist. I feel like
what was I saying? I feel like their conversations were very candid and very just back and forth, which is the nature of them too. I feel like they don't really say very much, which is fair because he has a hard time saying things and getting what he means across, and he really has anxiety about that. And she's from a totally different world, so she doesn't know how to like interact or talk normally, right? So I feel like that kind of tied in together very well, and I really liked this game. I thought this was cute. What a great little visual novel. There is another route if you choose to sacrifice her. I'm not gonna play that route today. If you want to go try it for yourself, it is available on Steam for free. If you're watching this on the VOD channel, you can look in the description and see the Steam link for this game so you can get it for yourself and try it out. Read the story. Tell me what you think of it. Did you like the music as much as I did? Because I really found that this music was not distracting because we had heard it so often. So I did find that the audio direction was very good despite the lack of tracks that they had available. They did have like a different track for when you met her. They did have a different track for when they talked about the serial killings. The use of dead space and like to reframe and be like, okay, now we're coming back to this, was really good. I liked that as well. So I didn't find it distracting or anything like that, which I tend to find visual novel music, it depends. Sometimes when there's a lot of different tracks, I can find it distracting, but I can also find it very engaging because I want to hear all of the music, right? So I just found this to be a very casual, really light little visual novel to read. It only took us, what, an hour and 40 minutes, and I talked a lot of the time, so probably only an hour to play through by yourself if you were just reading it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I really liked it. So that's it for Absent in the Rain, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed that little supernatural story. We're going to continue next week with more visual novels, so hopefully you will stick around for that. Next time you can catch me streaming is on Sunday. We'll be we'll be reading Homestuck. So if you're interested in Homestuck, or if you don't know anything about it, you can go to youtube.com/@princessevillan. Go to the Homestuck playlist and you can watch it from the very beginning if you're interested or inclined to. We have read from the very beginning, and I did not know anything about Homestuck going into it, so I still don't know like how the story is going to end or what's going to happen. So if you are a Homestuck veteran and you want to watch me discover the end of Act 5, Act 2, then go ahead and join us on Sunday. We will be reading towards the end of Act 5, Act 2, which I've heard is like the end of like Homestuck 1, right? So I do know that there's a character change at the end of Act 5 and into Act 6. It's different characters, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I don't know very much, and they're keeping me in the dark about it so that it's kind of like a blind reaction. So yeah, otherwise it's really fun. We do voices, we hang out. I love doing Homestuck and hanging out with everybody, so hopefully you guys will come and join us for that. I'll be reading it with my lovely husband, Gob the Goblin, who you can check out on Twitch as well. Otherwise, we will be playing Mass Effect modded, lightly modded, on Tuesday next week. So hopefully you guys will come join us for that. We're going to be starting the Mass Effect series. So we'll be playing from the first one. I'm going to get some quality of life mods and maybe some side story mods. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see what I end up taking or what I end up changing. I'm planning to not really change a lot because I haven't finished the game before. So I only played a little bit of it. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll be able to get through Mass Effect, and I can finally get through Mass Effect 1 and say that I did that, and then we can start another long-term game. So yeah, Mass Effect's gonna take a while though, so get buckled in for some sci-fi madness. But anyways, Wednesday we have more Homestuck. Thursday we have Deponia Doomsday, which is a point and click. We played that yesterday. We just started it. So it is a point and click in line with the Deponia games, which we have played from the beginning. So again, if you go to youtube.com/@princessevillan and you check out the Deponia playlist, you can see Deponia from the very beginning. We just completed the complete journey, which is the first 3 games of the series. We are on the last game of the series. It is a little bit different, and the plot is a little bit different than the main games. So I feel like if you want to join in for Zaponia Doomsday, that's totally fine, because we can kind of explain who Rufus is as a character, but then again, he also kind of like just is his own character. So you'll figure out what kind of person he is very quickly. It is like a standard point and click, so it's lots of picking things up and using them in little mini puzzles and things like that. So hopefully you guys will come and join me for that, and we'll have fun with that. And then next week on Friday we have more visual novels. So yeah, it'll be a different visual novel. We won't be playing Absent in the Rain Part 2. We'll be doing something different. So I'll pick a different visual novel. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's it for the rest of the week. If you are interested in anything that's going on this week or next week for the stream, you can go to twitch.tv/princessevillan/schedule, and or click on the schedule tab, and it will take you to the schedule where you can see everything that we're doing this week, including if we're doing D&D this week, which we are not, and what time streams start in your time zone. So always catch a stream, make sure that you're making your favorite streams, the favorite content. If you miss something, or if you miss content, or if you miss a day, that's totally fine. The episode will go up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@princessevillanvods. That will go up in a few weeks, so you can catch it there. Otherwise, you can catch me next time when we play that game. So yeah. Anyways, other than that, please join the Discord. We have a Discord now going on. We're gonna start doing some community events. So we're gonna start a book club and read some books together. We're going to do some watch parties and watch anime together, and it's all going to be only Discord only. So if you are part of the Discord, you can see those kinds of content and the things that we make. Otherwise, it's not going to be available on the VODs channel. It's just going to be available for Discord users. So I hope you guys will come join us for that on the Discord. It is free to join, so just go ahead and hit the Discord button, or go to any of the links on the Linktree sites, and you can hit the Discord button there, and it will take you straight to the adding Discord, and you can add yourself and become part of the party, hang out with other people who like the Discord channel, and who like the stream. You can hang out with me and Gob Gob. Like I said, we're going to be just doing some community events that are going to be Discord only. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Hopefully you guys will join me. Other than that, yeah, I'll catch you guys on Sunday. Bye everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you later. Bye everybody.